Oh boy, new documents have just been released in the Foolio case that detail pretty much all of the evidence that the police have against the people they suspect of killing Foolio. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good because the police got more receipts than a Walmart return desk when it comes to this case. If the people that was arrested for this got anything going for them in life, it's that they can all contribute to a book called How Not to Get Away with It. Now, I've seen a couple of people making videos about this so far, and I don't know if they don't have the whole document or what the case is, but they don't seem to be giving y'all all of the information. So I'm gonna run through the entire document. So this document came out online. It's a 17-page document and it details a lot. So it starts off with a motion for pretrial detention or to deny bond to Alicia Andrews because they say that she poses a significant threat of harm to the community because she's presently charged with crimes that qualify as dangerous crimes. And it says that she's being charged with first-degree premeditated murder, which is a capital felony, conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder, and they say that there is a substantial probability that she committed this crime and that the factual circumstances of the crime indicate a disregard for safety of the community. And they say that there's no conditions of release that are reasonably sufficient to protect the community from the risk of physical harm if she is let free. It says that she planned with 4 other individuals to travel to Tampa from Jacksonville to kill Foolio as retaliation for an ongoing Jacksonville gang war. And they said that she brought 2 AR style rifles and a Glock firearm, or the defendants did, all of them. It says the defendants tracked the victim and his friends to 3 public locations. At the last location, which was the hotel, 3 of the defendants got out of the vehicle masked and armed and began firing multiple times at 3 vehicles containing the victim and several other individuals. And what they're talking about there, we seen footage being released of just a couple of weeks ago. It says, as a result of the continuous rapid gunfire, Foolio was killed and 3 others were injured by the gunfire. The 2 rifles had brass chambers attached, which collected all of the spent casings, which were ejected when the rifles were being shot. 31 9mm spent casings were left behind from the Glock at the scene of the crime. This pre-planned and coordinated homicide of the victim was conducted in a manner indicating a disregard for the safety of the community. The armed assailants intentionally fired a barrage of bullets into a public parking lot of a hotel while targeting the victim in this case, and as a result, 3 other people were injured. And then from here, they go into more of the facts that they have on this case, and it says between 6/21/2024 and 6/23/2024, defendants Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Sean Gathright, Davion Murphy, and Rashad Murphy conspired to commit the first-degree premeditated murder of Foolio, who was a prominent documented member of the Jacksonville Street Gang 6 block. All defendants traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa on 6/22/24 in 2 separate vehicles, a silver Chevy Cruze and a black Chevy Impala, to locate and kill Foolio in retaliation for the ongoing gang war. Defendant Isaiah Chance is a documented ATK member. Defendant Rashad Murphy is a documented 1200 gang member, and defendant Davion Murphy is also a documented 1200 gang associate. There is an ongoing gang war between 6 blocks and the 2 allied gangs, ATK and 1200. On 6/23/2024, Isaiah Chance and his girlfriend Alicia Andrews were in the silver Chevy Cruze. They tracked and followed the victim and his entourage to 2 separate locations, a gentleman's club and a nightclub. Foolio was scheduled to make an appearance at both of these clubs, which were advertised publicly via his Instagram account. At both locations, Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance got out of their vehicle, and Chance can be seen on video surveillance cameras utilizing a cell phone, which the investigation revealed was Alicia Andrews' phone. Call detail records showed that Andrews' phone was communicating with Sean Gathright's phone, who was in the second vehicle, the Chevy Impala. In addition, Isaiah Chance had his own phone, which was active in the vicinity to the murder scene. So these fools had their cell phones on them, like their personal cell phones. They didn't go get burner phones. They didn't have throwaways. They had their personal cell phones on them, which we all know can be tracked and their locations can be triangulated. And pretty much the police are saying, look, we know that these people were on the scene of the crime when everything went down. It says while Chance was seen on camera using Andrews' phone phone outside of the vehicle. Chance was wearing a black hoodie with the distinctive red logo on it. After the cell phone communication, the second suspect vehicle, the black Chevy Impala, arrived at those locations. Both suspect vehicles then followed the victim and his entourage to the scene where the homicide later occurred, which is outside of the Holiday Inn or the Homes to Suite. At Homes to Suite, the silver Chevy Cruze drives by the victim's parked vehicle twice and then leaves. Then three shooters get out of the black Chevy Impala armed and begin shooting at the victim's vehicle, killing Charles Jones or Julio Foolio and injuring three others. Based on the investigation, the three shooters in the black Chevy Impala were Rashad Murphy, Sean Gathright, and Davion Murphy. Based on the video surveillance footage of the crime, the suspect Impala can be seen arriving at the intersection and took the same path of travel as the victims into the Homes to Suites parking lot. The victim had parked on the south side of the building near an overhang by the front door. The Impala instead made a hard right and drove the long way around the Homes to Suite as if to avoid the line of sight of the victims. At 0437 hours, the Cruze can be seen driving south on North McKinley at a high rate of speed, running a red light and pulling into the Homes to Suite parking lot. The Chevy Cruze did not take the long way around. Instead, it passed the victims along the south side, then made a U-turn on the west side of the building as the Impala parked. The Cruze then drove back the way it came in and passed the victims a second time before leaving the parking lot. 1 minute later, at approximately 0438 hours, three shooters exit the parked Impala and began working their way towards the victim's location on foot. A Tesla camera in Sentry mode captured not only both suspect vehicles driving right in front of it, but also the three shooters on foot passing it to get to the victims. Based on the video surveillance footage obtained at the Gentlemen's Club, Truth 18, and at Homes to Suite, the occupants, which was Chance and Andrews, of the Chevy Cruze were acting as lookouts and tracking the movements of the victims by first placing Julio Foolio in their line of sight before the occupants of the Chevy Impala arrive at the first two locations and before the occupants of the Chevy Impala get out of the vehicle to shoot the victims. A license plate reader search was conducted for all of the vehicles matching make, model, and year range of the suspect vehicles, with guidance of having likely traveled from Jacksonville, Florida to Tampa, Florida. The results of the license plate reader research revealed a possible tag for a black Chevy Impala, which was registered at Sean Gathright's address. Research revealed a possible tag for the silver Chevy Cruze was registered to a female who was confirmed to have shared an address with the defendant Rashad Murphy's blood brother, who is currently in prison. So both cars that they drove to Tampa from Jacksonville with were registered to them or the people that were linked to them. Absolute geniuses, bruh. Photos from the license plate reader confirmed both vehicles were a consistent match to include color, tint, rims, trim, and all other physical characteristics of the suspect vehicles as they were seen on camera, including the damage that was seen on the silver Cruze. The license plate research determined that both vehicles left the Jacksonville area in the afternoon of June 22nd, 2024, around the same time that the victim began posting on Instagram offering to share his address at the Airbnb. So as soon as they found out where Julio was at, they loaded up in these cars and went on a mission. It says the license plate reader research revealed that on 5/28/2024, less than a month before this crime, a BMW bearing Florida tag number blurred for privacy reasons was registered to a defendant, Isaiah Chance, and was photographed in the driveway of Sean Gathright's house by a license plate reader equipped tow truck. The suspect's black Impala was registered under the name of Sean Gathright's mother. However, it was determined to be primarily driven by Sean Gathright as his personal vehicle. And I can't cap, what that just said is that Sean Gathright went to Tampa in a black Impala that was registered to his mom but was his personal vehicle. So this man committed this crime in his personal vehicle. It says both vehicles were placed into an FCIC/NCIC as a felony wanted vehicle, and on 6/26/2024 at approximately 0645 hours, Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office located the suspect 2018 silver Cruze pulling into a hotel parking lot in Norcross, Georgia. Gwinnett deputies attempted a felony traffic stop to take the vehicle into custody, at which point the sole occupant jumped out of the driver's seat and ran on foot, ignoring law enforcement's commands to stop. He was arrested for obstruction and he was identified as defendant Rashad Murphy. Rashad Murphy was driving the suspect's silver Chevy Cruze seen in the video at the scene of this homicide during its capture in Georgia. Examination of the Chevy Cruze when compared with the video surveillance footage at the crime scene showed matching damage on the rear passenger side skirt, confirming it was the exact vehicle that was seen arriving at the scene of the crime around the same time the black Chevy Impala arrived. On 6/26/2024, the suspect Chevy Impala was captured in Polk County near the house of Sean Gathwright's family member, who they just called witness number 1. Detectives made contact with witness number 1 and obtained a statement from them. Witness number 1 went on to advise that they were contacted by Sean Gathwright on the afternoon of 6/23/2024 from his telephone number, and Gathwright told this witness that he was on his way to visit and subsequently arrived at the residence sometime during the evening hours of 6/23. The witness advised that when he arrived, he was driving the black Impala that was in question. According to this witness, during Gathwright's visit, he stated that he had given a ride to a couple of his friends to what witness number 1 assumed was the Tampa area. Gathwright ate dinner at witness number 1's house, went into a bedroom to rest for a short time, and then left to return to Jacksonville. Gathwright left the Chevy Impala at the residence and drove away in a gold 2004 Toyota 4Runner, which is also registered to Gathwright's mother. Witness number 1 advised that prior to switching vehicles, Gathwright removed items from the Impala and transferred them to the 4Runner. The witness advised that some of these items were camera bags that Gathwright allegedly used to store photography equipment. The witness provided consent to detectives to review their video surveillance camera footage. Detectives confirmed Sean Gathwright arrived at this house approximately 12 hours after the homicide at approximately 16:30 hours, wearing all black clothing similar in style to what was observed on surveillance video. Sean Gathwright went inside the house for a couple of hours and then came back outside at approximately 18:30 and appeared to be wiping or cleaning the vehicle's exterior and interior door handles with a rag while he appeared to be speaking on a cellular phone. Nah, no cap. They got video of this guy coming out of the house and wiping the vehicle down, bruh. He is cooked. Gathwright also transferred multiple bags into the garage where the 2004 Gold 4Runner bearing license plate blur for privacy reasons was located, and then he left in the same 4Runner. On 6/26/24, during the evening hours, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office conducted a traffic stop for a traffic infraction on the 4Runner Sean Gathwright was driving. The odor of marijuana was detected in the 4Runner, which led to a probable cause search. During the search, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office located a Glock 9mm in the center console. The search also revealed a bag consistent to one being transferred from the Impala to the 4Runner at his family member's house. Inside the bag, they located 223 rifle live rounds and approximately 9 spent rifle casings. They also located a loose 9mm barrel and a loose firing pin belonging to a Glock. The barrel and firing pin were determined to come from a Generation 5 9mm Glock. Ultimately, neither the pistol found in the car or the loose barrel and firing pin matched the casings recovered from the crime scene. The spent rifle casings found in Sean Gathwright's vehicle did have a presumptive match to 2 prior shootings, though. One of the shootings was a homicide on 5/23/2024 in close proximity to a girlfriend of defendant Isaiah Chance in Jacksonville, Florida. The second shooting was a prior attempt made on the life of Foolio on 10/7/2023, which is when he got shot in the foot. Yo, that's crazy. He had shell casings in his car from almost a year ago where Foolio had got shot, which means he tried to take Julio out previously. Like, he's attempted to do this before. That's absolutely crazy. And they said that they linked him to another homicide. It doesn't say what homicide, but wow, bro, having the spent shell casings from a separate murder case and from the last time Foolio got shot in your car when you got arrested is crazy work. On 6/27/2024 at approximately 1900 hours, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant in relation to this homicide on the house of Isaiah Chance. Present at Isaiah Chance's house during the execution of the search warrant was his current girlfriend, defendant Alicia Andrews. During their search, JSO observed in plain sight items of evidence that appeared could possibly be linked to our homicide in Tampa, and that included a Glock 9mm pistol with an extended mag, a box to a Glock, and notes detailing Glock switches in a notebook. Man, what is wrong with people? They literally just left the evidence out for everybody to find. JSO detectives also observed a poster of a drawing with fist making a thumbs down symbol with the words "bully down" hanging on Chance's bedroom wall. I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but JSO detectives indicated they knew from their intimate knowledge of the rivalry between ATK and 6 Block gangs was a diss or showing disrespect to the victim Charles Jones. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. The gun that they found in Isaiah Chance's house did not link back to the crime. On 6/27/2024 at approximately 1900 hours, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office simultaneously executed a search warrant at Sean Gathwright's house in reference to one of their own homicide investigations, and that's probably from the bullets that they found. The scope of their search included any firearm related items. During that search inside Gathwright's house, in a gun safe, they located multiple rifles with at least one equipped with a brass catcher consistent with the one seen on camera being used in the homicide of Julio Foolio. Bruh kept all the evidence, bro. They had notes, they had the rounds, they had the drum in the safe. 2 9mm spent casings were also found in the same safe as the rifles. The spent 9mm spent casings found in Sean Gathwright's safe were a presumptive match to the 9mm spent casings found at the scene of this homicide and attempted homicides that occurred on 6/23/24, providing a link between Sean Gathwright and the Glock pistol used at the scene of the murder. Oh wow, so they didn't even need nobody to tell. They found everything that they needed by just doing search warrants. Although multiple Glocks were recovered between Sean Gathwright and Isaiah Chance, the actual Glock used in this homicide has not yet been recovered by law enforcement. When Rashad Murphy was found by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, he was found in possession of an iPhone he was actively using to get GPS directions back to the hotel he was caught driving the vehicle at. Rashad Murphy's girlfriend was inside the hotel room. A Gwinnett homicide detective conducted a consensual interview with Rashad Murphy's girlfriend, who advised the phone Rashad had was actually hers. However, she advised that she shares the phone with Rashad and he uses it often, which led to obtaining a search warrant to search the phone. A search of the phone found in possession of Rashad Murphy provided evidence into the crime. In the device on June 18, 2024 at 17:59 hours, a photograph was taken of the Florida driver's license belonging to Davion Murphy, providing a link between Rashad Murphy and Davion Murphy. On 6/22/2024 at approximately 02:09 hours, a photograph was taken which depicted the feet of the person taking the photograph and the floorboard of a vehicle. The person in the photograph was wearing black military style boots consistent to the appearance of the boots seen on camera worn by shooter 1. On 6/22/2024 at approximately 04:11, a screenshot of an Airbnb rental confirmation was taken which read, "Hello Rashad and thanks for your reservation." The confirmation text in the Airbnb related that per the HOA policy, the renter needed to submit a photo of a valid ID. Around the same time, the screenshot of the Airbnb confirmation text was taken. A photo of Rashad Murphy's Florida identification card was also taken. The Airbnb booked under the name Rashad Murphy was identified as a townhouse unit approximately 1.3 miles away from the scene of the crime. The Airbnb was booked from 6/22/24 to 6/24/24. This was proven to be the Airbnb the defendants stayed at during their time in Tampa. The Airbnb was equipped with a Ring camera at the front door. At approximately 19:55 hours on 6/22/24, defendant Alicia Andrews can be seen ringing the doorbell and entering via the front door. The Ring camera is set to capture any motion near the front door, and there were no further activations throughout the evening on 6/22 and going into the day of 6/23. The owner of the Airbnb related there is a back door with no camera. Following the homicide, the first activation of the Ring camera at the Airbnb was at approximately 14:09 hours, and it was defendant Isaiah Chance stepping out briefly with the champagne flute in his left hand. At approximately 15:01 hours, Davion Murphy can be seen walking, carrying a bag in the parking lot. He did not come back via the front door. However, he ultimately comes back into the Airbnb via the front door, passing the camera. Defendants Isaiah Chance and Sean Gathright passed the Ring camera multiple times. Defendant Alicia Andrews can be seen leaving the Airbnb wearing the same clothing consistent to that she wore during the offense. The Ring video at the defendant's Airbnb placed defendants Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Alicia Andrews, Davion Murphy in Tampa and identifiable on camera. Rashad Murphy was not captured on the Airbnb cameras. However, from the Airbnb cameras, a gray Infiniti SUV can be seen waiting in the background as the defendants are leaving. The SUV was ultimately identified as an Uber. The SUV departed the Airbnb at approximately 15:08 hours on 6/23, and the Uber was a 2016 gray Infiniti QX60 owned and operated by witness number 2. Witness number 2 related he was hired via the Uber app to drive the customers from Tampa to Jacksonville. Witness number 2 related that he picked up 3 people at the Airbnb the defendant stayed at while in Tampa and took those same 3 people to an address known to detectives to be Sean Gathwright's home in Jacksonville. Bro, they have all the evidence on these guys. Sean Gathwright's home is equipped with Vivint surveillance cameras. A search warrant was obtained for the Vivint video footage, which revealed the Uber arriving at approximately 18:31 hours on 6/23/2024. In the Vivint footage, defendants Rashad Murphy, Isaiah Chance, and Alicia Andrews can be seen coming from the Uber. Witness number 2 identified the same 3 people seen on the Vivint cameras as the same 3 people he picked up in Tampa, placing defendant Rashad Murphy in Tampa with the other defendants at the Airbnb. So Rashad almost got away. He was on none of the footage, but because he was seen getting out of this Uber at Sean Gathwright's house and the Uber confirmed that it was him, boom, he got caught up in this too. On the Vivint video, Rashad Murphy can be seen wearing light blue jeans with a bunch of rips consistent to the ones he was wearing when he got caught driving the suspect silver Cruise in Georgia during his capture. In addition to capturing footage of the Uber arriving post-homicide, the Vivint cameras at Sean Gathwright's house captured pre-homicide activity. The camera showed defendants Isaiah Chance and Sean Gathwright loading bags big enough to carry rifles inside of Gathwright's black Chevy Impala in the early afternoon of 6/22/2024 prior to their trip to Tampa. Search warrants were obtained for the cell site data for the phones of defendants Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathwright, and Alicia Andrews, Davion Murphy, and the device of Rashad Murphy's girlfriend that Rashad uses. It was revealed that Rashad Murphy left his girlfriend's phone in Jacksonville and likely traveled to Tampa with no phone of his own. From the geolocation cell site data of Rashad Murphy's phone, it was determined he made a stop at Walmart in Jacksonville the night before coming down to Tampa on 6/21/2024. Video was obtained from the Walmart. They showed Rashad Murphy identifiable in this video. He was wearing all the clothing consistent with shooter number 1 who fired the Glock switch pistol. Rashad Murphy was wearing a dark black hoodie, long dark black jeans with the rip on the left knee, a black leather belt, and black military style boots. It should be noted that Rashad Murphy is also verified to be left-handed, which is consistent with shooter number 1, who utilized his left hand in the video surveillance footage from the homicide location. The cell site data from Alicia Andrews' phone showed her phone traveling from Jacksonville, Florida to Tampa, Florida. The phone departed Jacksonville at approximately 1630 hours on 6/22 and arrived in Tampa, Florida at the Airbnb at approximately 1950 hours. Andrews' phone was tracking to the Airbnb at the same time she was seen on camera arriving at the front door with the phone in her hand. Prior to departing the Gentlemen's Club, Andrews' phone traveled to McDonald's. Video footage was obtained from that McDonald's, which showed Andrews in the front passenger seat of the Cruise, and at the time of the McDonald's food run, Davion Murphy was driving the Cruise. Post Miranda, Alicia Andrews related that Isaiah Chance was in the backseat of the Cruise during the McDonald's run and claimed she didn't know who was driving the Cruise at that time. Andrews' phone returns to the Airbnb before heading to the Gentlemen's Club. Andrews' phone placed it at the Gentlemen's Club at the same time she was seen on camera there as a passenger in the crew and later seen exiting the Cruise. Andrews' call detail records show communication to Sean Gathwright's phone while at the Gentlemen's Club. Andrews' phone tracked the Truth 18, which is a nightclub. At the same time she was seen on camera there, her phone also tracked to the homicide scene seen at the same time the crews was seen on camera there. So they really not only tracked their phone, but they were able to link video to each individual scenario. A search warrant of Elisa Andrews' verified Instagram account, Red, revealed messages sent on 6/21/2024 asking someone to book an Airbnb for her in Tampa, Florida for 6/22, and Andrews asked for something with 2 bedrooms, showing that Andrews was trying to get someone else to book the Airbnb in Tampa under their name. However, it was ultimately booked under Rashad Murphy's name. An Apple iCloud warrant of Andrews' phone revealed 3 separate occasions following the victim's entourage on 6/23/2024. Her phone shared its location with the phone of Sean Gathright. So Alicia Andrews was following Foolio around and sending pictures to Sean Gathright throughout the night. Alicia Andrews provided a post-Miranda statement where she identified herself in all of the footage she was seen in and identified Isaiah Chance as the male driving the suspect vehicle, which was the Silver Cruise, while it was tracking the victim's movements. Andrews admitted to allowing Isaiah Chance to use her phone while he communicated with Sean Gathright. Alicia Andrews denied knowledge of the homicide and was caught lying multiple times during her interview. Andrews related she was only at the Gentlemen's Club and the Truth 18 Club because she and Chance were thinking of doing a party there. Andrews says she and Chance went up to the front doors of both clubs to ask how much it was to get in. However, that was proven to be a lie via the continuous video surveillance cameras from the front doors of both clubs. Andrews even admitted to her and Chance being in the cruise at the homicide scene, however claimed they were just lost and were turning around in that parking lot, denying knowing that the victims were there. Sean Gathright's phone was the most active phone in the Impala. It also travels down from Jacksonville at the same time as the others. Gathright's phone is in the vicinity of his house when he is on the Vivint cameras there with his Impala. Gathright's phone is in the vicinity of the Gentlemen's Club when his Impala was seen on camera there. His phone was in the vicinity of Truth 18 when his Impala was seen there. His phone was in the vicinity of the homicide scene at the same time that the Impala was filmed there. Gathright's phone was in the vicinity of the homicide scene after the crews left before the shooting began, indicating his phone was in the shooter's vehicle, the Impala. Gathright's phone is in the vicinity of the Airbnb and blah, blah, blah. It basically goes on in this paragraph to say that his phone was in every vicinity of every crime and every video that they had. Isaiah Chance's phone was not active since he was primarily using Alicia Andrews' phone during the surveillance and tracking of the victim's vehicle. However, his phone was tracked to the 15th Hillsborough on 6/23 at the same time that the Silver Cruise hit a license plate reader there. Chance's phone records shows communications from his phone to the phones of all the other suspects throughout the homicide weekend, including Rashad Murphy's girlfriend's phone. A Cash App subpoena of Chance's verified Cash App account, Mr. Richoff War, wow, bro, revealed around the same time the Airbnb confirmation screenshot was taken on Rashad Murphy's phone, a charge of $361.16 was made on his Cash App card paid to Airbnb. It appeared that even though the Airbnb the defendant stayed at was booked under Rashad Murphy's name, it was financed by Isaiah Chance's Cash App account, which again has the name Mr. Richoff War. Now they go on to say that they also tracked Davion Murphy's phone and Rashad's Murphy's phone and were basically able to put them at the scenes of the crime as well. Now right here it says the iCloud warrant on Sean Gathright's phone revealed at approximately 12:58 hours and 13:01 hours on 6/23/2024, Gathright's phone messaged 2 separate numbers while they were still at the Airbnb in Tampa. One message read, "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched, pop a bottle of Don Julio today, Murphy." And the other message read, "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched, I love you, Murphy." Murphy signed his name to both messages sent from Gathright's phone, and it was proven that Davion Murphy had his own phone. JSO gang detectives with intimate knowledge of Foolio and his 6 block gang know that sipping on Don Julio is intended as disrespect to Foolio. The motive for the homicide is tied to an ongoing feud spanning years between Foolio's 6 block gang and ATK and 1200. And with that, we have pretty much a document that states everything that the police have on these individuals. And I'm not gonna lie, after reading it, it looks to me like these guys are cooked, because not only do they got got the cell phone data. They said that they found shell casings in Buddy's house that linked back to the murder. They found a drum that was used that they seen on video. They got dude wiping the fingerprints off the car. I mean, at this point, they don't even need anybody to tell. Right? Like, this case, it looks like it's pretty much over and done with at this point. All they got to do is go to court, provide these videos and this information to a jury, and I'm pretty sure that it is over with for all 5 of the people that were involved. But yeah, man, I just seen a lot of people making videos covering like 1 or 2 little paragraphs out this paperwork, and I said, man, there's a whole lot being said in here. Let me run through it all with you guys. So there you have it. Now you know everything that the police department knows. You know all of the evidence that they have against these people, and we'll just have to see where it all goes. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Anyways, that's basically it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. As always, it's been fun rocking with y'all, man. I'm out.